World, wake up!
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 Stop Russia, stop the war!
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 A little change of topics, my friends. As you are all aware, not so long ago, Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, has been changing his tune about Ukraine. At long last, he has started telling some truth. At long last, he has claimed that the European leaders cannot continue to be cowards, that they need to change their ways. Because a loss in Ukraine will be crippling for the entire European community, and in fact, for the whole world and for its future. Those are wise words. We only wish that they had come sooner. But alas, beggars can't be choosers. And in this regard, although France has made pledges in the past, we are grateful for them to keep their pledges now at least. So for that, we say thank you. And something very interesting happened after Macron started speaking some legitimate truth. Marine Le Pen, the famous opposition to the Russian government and a famous Russophile who has always been speaking against Ukraine in the past, apparently she felt her base of power more shaken. And she has started changing her tune a little bit. That, my friends, is what we call a paradigm shift. When the common opinion changes and shifts to one side of the spectrum, then the other opinions will inevitably follow, at least to one extent or another. This is what happened. Because in France now, the opinion of helping Ukraine enough for a victory, for as long as it takes to achieve it, has become more normal. Marine Le Pen has felt her hold on power weaken, and she has felt that perhaps she needs to be a little bit more pro-Ukraine now too. Now let's not be fooled by this fake support. Macron was never pro-Russian. He was just on the fence. So his change of tune is believable. Marine Le Pen was completely pro-Russian, and she is still completely pro-Russian. And any people who understand how important it is to help Ukraine win this war need to understand that, so that they are not fooled by this temporary shift of opinion by Marine Le Pen, so that they understand that she is the same as any other Russophile politician, like Orban, like Fico, and many others, like Mike Johnson, your favorite, Tommy, like Mike Johnson, and of course, my friends,
and Galloway.
Oh, of course, how could I forget? Like George Galloway, Jeremy Corbyn, thank you, Jeremy Corbyn. Those two go hand to hand, so I feel like when I'm mentioning one of them, I'm mentioning both, honestly. They're almost like twin brothers. They're almost like twin brothers these days. Jeremy Corbyn and George Galloway. Absolute scumbags, traitors to this country. And they will continue to do their best to destabilize this country from within. It is a true disaster that Galloway was allowed into the House of Commons again with his own bootleg party. I think he calls it the Workers' Party, isn't that right? Very original. Might as well just smack a hammer and sickle right there and say, we are the Stalinist party. I mean, what would be the difference? Jeremy Corbyn was doing something very similar in his Red Manifesto before he got completely hammered in the election. Destroyed into pieces. His political career ended. Indeed. But George Galloway, my friends, he has this fame of supposedly being a good speaker. Now, we give credit where credit is due. But George Galloway is good at something that is not speaking itself. He is good at deviating from the question that he is being asked. When George Galloway is asked if he supports terrorist organizations such as ISIS, such as Hezbollah, such as Hamas, he deviates, he runs away. He goes in the usual whataboutism route. Or what about what the UK did in the past? What about what the Americans did in the past? Exactly. What about the evil Zionists? That's what Galloway says all the time. He doesn't answer any questions. He answers those questions with other questions of his own. But he does it skillfully. And that is why there is this rumor that George Galloway is a good speaker. He's not. All it takes is somebody who has enough knowledge to catch him on his misrepresentation of history, and who has enough experience to not allow him to run away from difficult questions. Because that's exactly what he does every single time. It's about time that this country has learned who their enemies are. Learned properly, so that the people of this country do not vote for the Jeremy Corbyns and the George Galloways, but instead they vote for a better future. And with that, my friends, we will have our musical break. Slava Ukraini! Slava nacії! Україна! 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 Героям України тричі!
Слава! Слава!